Welcome to the sixth episode of the bitplatform tutorial.
Now that we've successfully installed the necessary components, constructed and executed the project, it's time to delve into coding.
Absolutely, let's commence with the back-end coding phase, which tends to be more straightforward and requires less elaborate explanation. The majority of the features in the boilerplate project template are oriented towards the client side. I've initiated a project named bittutorial6. This project omits the admin panel and to-do samples, utilizing an SQLite database. The groundwork has been laid, and now it's time to introduce new features.
I believe a prudent starting point would be to incorporate a model.
Certainly, I will initially incorporate the product and category models. The project template leverages C#8 nullable reference types. While it is possible to disable this feature in directory build props, I strongly discourage doing so. When utilized judiciously, this option has the potential to enhance the overall quality of your code. By enabling this option, you define the state for any variable that can potentially be null. For instance, consider the scenario where we are creating a new category. Naturally, at the point of instantiation, the name property is null. Hence, it is advisable to opt for a nullable string instead of a string. This principle also holds true for the one side of each association. Upon creating a new product, it is inherent that its associated category is null. Conversely, on the many side of each association, assigning a default value is recommended, aligning with the recommendations from both EF Core and our practices at bitplatform.
Is it obligatory to use int as the data type for keys?
You can embed the key into any type compatible with EF Core and your database, be it GUID or long. The subsequent, albeit optional, stage involves crafting entity type configurations, which seamlessly integrate into the DB context. Beyond the data annotations attributes applicable to your model, the EF Core Fluent API extends an array of possibilities. In addition to commonplace specifications like required and max length, this stage allows you to define an index, seed foundational data into the database with has data, and more. You can opt for either of these two approaches individually or blend them according to your preference. Don't forget to add required DB sets to your DB context class. The subsequent step entails generating a new migration and consequently creating the database. From a client-side perspective, incorporating product and category into your C# code becomes imperative. While one approach involves copying the product and category codes, a more streamlined alternative exists considering the existence of a shared project. Placing the code there proves to be a more efficient solution. While we have the option to place the model in shared, more often than not, the requirements on the client side differ from those on the server side. For instance, the need to display the number of products for each category is client-side UI requirement. However, introducing a property like products count in the category model solely for this purpose is not considered ideal. This is where the data transfer object, DTO, comes into play. To commence, let's incorporate product DTO and category DTO into the shared project. Leveraging data annotations for validation is crucial, especially when creating or editing a category or product in the respective Blazor edit forms at client side and ASP.NET Core on the server side. Validation is automatically facilitated. The subsequent step involves crafting the categories and products controller. Featuring a get action that retrieves a list of categories from the database, the project method transforms them into a list of DTOs. This process, however, tends to be repetitive, prompting the use of libraries such as AutoMapper, Mapster, and Mapperly. Upon delving into the implementation of the project method, it becomes apparent that the corresponding code is auto-generated by Mapperly. The mechanism behind handling products count is elucidated by the category mapper and product mapper code, a partial class implemented by Mapperly. The map property within this class specifies that the products count in category DTO should be populated with the count of products in the respective category. It's noteworthy that that character is indispensable in this code, and its usage is imperative. Further discussions on map and patch will be deferred. A comprehensive understanding of Mapperly's features is pivotal for optimizing the developer experience when working with the bitplatform. Upon OpenSwagger and sign-in, we retrieve the list of categories. It is evident that Mapperly has executed its task proficiently. Now, the focus shifts to the create action. We utilize the map method to generate a category instance from the category DTO sent by the client. Notably, the map code is entirely repetitive and is automatically generated. Optionally, utilize the map function enables us to produce the necessary output from the model, whose ID is determined in the database and is recognized upon retrieval. There are two approaches to update. The first method involves directly converting DTO to model using the map and then storing it. You can also patch it into the category retrieved from the database. You have the flexibility to choose between these two methods based on the requirements of your project. For deletion, simply provide the corresponding ID to the core DB context and request its removal. In your project, whether you opt for a service layer or not, employ CQRS or not, essentially has no bearing on the boilerplate project template. The primary objective of this project template is to offer features. Although you have the liberty to implement any architectural style, the default project template does not prescribe a specific architecture. In the subsequent sections, you will explore various features of the project template, including localization, exception handling, and more.
It was a promising start to coding. I'm eagerly anticipating the next episode.